Hi guys, how's it going? So today I am going to do a first impression let's play review of a game called How to Hack In. Now normally with my first impression let's play reviews I play the game for an hour or two until I am satisfied that I can give you my opinion on the game and whether or not you should buy the game. This game costs $12. So normally that's how I would do these videos, but quite honestly today with this video I'm just going to play the game and I might give my opinion here or there, but quite honestly I'm just gonna play the game and I might give a little bit of commentary here or there. It's probably not gonna be an hour long video in any way, because the game is still in early access and I just want to give it a little bit of a go. The developer sent me a code for the game, so we're just gonna play the game and see how it goes. Traditionally I don't play these types of games, I have to be honest. There are a couple of different types of games that I avoid simply because I don't enjoy them. That is games like sports games, so like golf or football games, rugby games, athletics games, any of those types of games. Even something like UFC, the UFC games, I don't like any of those types of sports games. And then also visual novels. I am not a fan of visual novels in the slightest, simply because I don't like reading that much. Like I would play a game where you have to read, you know, like Final Fantasy IX in my opinion is one of the best games ever made, and that game has no voiced dialogue at all, so you literally have to read through the entire game. So even though I don't like reading, I'll do it if the game is good, you know, but and anyway, we will see how this game shapes up. Like I say, I don't traditionally play these types of games. I've done probably 500 to 600 reviews in total of different types of games, either on my Steam page or on my YouTube channel. So I do play just about any game under the sun, but like I said, sports games and visual novels I am really not a fan of. So like I said, the game costs $12. It is made by a solo developer. The settings are very bare bones, to be honest. There's difficulty normal and then easy. Now anytime that you get easy difficulty and normal difficulty, that basically means that easy is normal and normal is hard. That's usually what it means in these types of games. So but we will leave it on normal, like we will just leave it on normal, that's fine. You can't change the resolution of the game at all, which is an issue. You definitely need to be able to change the resolution in a game. So a game where you can't change the resolution, that is definitely, it's not even a quality of life feature that's missing, it's simply a feature that is missing, which is not good. So let's do the tutorial first, I guess, since it's recommended. I have to be honest, I have done hacking in my life. When I was younger, I did penetration hacking as part of me being a IT technician. I was an IT technician for many years, and I did actually do penetration testing, but I doubt the penetration testing in this game will be realistic. I don't know, maybe it will be. We will have to see. Welcome, tutorial show you how to play the game, that's fine. Game will allow you to play the role of hacker, but that's fine. click on the Wi-Fi network icon and select an available network. It does not require a password. You will be allocated a free network at the start of a normal game. However, it has bandwidth limitations. Do we do that now? Wow, the Wi-Fi signal is very low. Okay, let's connect. Continue. Console terminal. Called Commander for some reason. Okay, I'm clicking on it, but nothing is happening. Terminal is one of your basic tools. It has a wide range of built-in commands that can also be extended during the game. It allows you to scan computers, crack security, connect to computers, view their data, and much more. The terminal has a built-in help command that will list all of the commands available. Typing help to see what are available. Okay, but the commander isn't opening. There we go. Okay, so you need to double click. Maybe you need to double click. Is that what I was doing wrong? Let's test it. Oh yes, okay, so you need to double click. You need to single click on that one, but on this one you need to double click. I didn't even think about double clicking because I just assumed it was a phone. I assumed we were working on a phone since we have Wi-Fi signal over there and the entire UI layout of the game makes it look like you're on a phone, but okay, apparently we are on a computer, so you need to double click on any of these things. Okay, so normally you would do help or /help or dir in these situations. So help, you can also run help command name to get help from any specific command. Okay, well that is at least realistic. Let's just move this there. The in-game terminal has some useful features to help you type faster. You can open additional terminal windows using the keyboard shortcut Control Alt and T. Okay. Shortcut removes the text. Yeah, I don't care about any of those. Don't care about any of those. That's fine. We might use the Control Alt T, but we will see. By opening several terminal windows, you've probably noticed that memory usage has increased. No, I did not, but okay. You have a limited amount of RAM and computing units. Almost every window you open uses a small amount of RAM, but some tools need much more. Almost every command in the terminal consumes CPU compute units. You will not be able to use the tool if you do not have the required free resources. Keep this in mind. Click on the notepad. Here you can add notes, save found logins, passwords, and other information you find useful. Open text files will be automatically added here to make it easier for you to search for content. The opened text files will automatically be added here. Okay, so we will have to see how that works. You can delete them and add new notes using the left menu. You can test adding and deleting notes now. No, that's fine, I don't need to do that. Open images. Make it easier for you to navigate. All the images you download will be available here. Open the Mail app. This is where emails you receive from a non-player character in the game will be displayed. They may contain tips and information needed to complete the task. Open messaging. Conversations with NPCs will be displayed here. You can dialogue with them and influence the course of their missions. Your first order has just arrived. Read it and then click continue. To make sure you can handle the challenges ahead, I have a short test for you. The target is to remove the file employees to fire from the server Zortos. Open the browser. Need to find more about Zortos. It's best to use a search engine for this. The address of the primary search engine in the game is always the same, finder.hdii. Now enter the address in the address bar. Go to the site. On the finder page, find Zortos. Okay, it's a little bit strange that you would find a specific server by using a search engine, but okay. When I did hacking, I used what you call a packet sniffer, and a packet sniffer can essentially find any server, even if it's not connected to a search engine. In fact, most things will not be connected to a search engine that you can find with a packet sniffer. Here's what we learned from the website. They're a big company, they produce tools. Their CEO is Alex Pontion. Their site is Zortos Corp. Go back to the terminal and use whois. The whois command displays the IP address. Which IP address is used by a given website address? Okay, can we copy commands? No, we can't copy commands. Okay, so we go to command and then we do whois Zortos HDI. Okay, we have the IP address. Now you can try to analyze the host using a tool called the Network Analyzer. It is a good practice to start with scan of the host, as it will give you information what kind of services are running on the computer. Try now following command. Okay, well, this is actually a network analyzer, is essentially a packet sniffer. So this is actually not too far from reality, to be honest. Analyzer host. You can see our memory over there has shot through the roof. Will it help if I close these, maybe? Oh, it does help a little bit. Let's close that one. Maybe close that one. Close that one. Well, all of these bloody things take a lot of memory, apparently. And we are working on a very shitty computer, it would seem. Now you can try to hack via secure shell. This attack won't always succeed, but it's a good place to start. There is a tool in the terminal for this SSH crack. Each server has a default name, username root, who is the administrator. It is generally well protected, but it's always worth checking. Okay, so we take the IP address, which we already have, and then we just basically add SSH crack. Just want to have a look there. So those are the open ports, all of those. And the SSH is on the 22 port. Unfortunately, the root user has too good a password and it is impossible to break it. Well, that command really, I mean, traditionally you would do a brute force attack in order to find that out, unless that SSH crack is some kind of a bat command or a executable or something like that, which is doing the brute forcing for us. You can see here it's basically trying a couple of passwords. I notice it didn't try admin. Usually you would try admin administrator, password, test. You would try 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 5, stuff like that. There's basically a set of maybe a dozen or so default passwords which you would normally try, and then if that doesn't work, then you would try a set of usually a notepad set of a couple million words that just you brute force the server, just brute force, just let the program run and brute force the shit out of the server. Remember, Alex, names, surnames, and sometimes nicknames will appear through the game as you search for information about the target. It's worth trying to use this information. Usernames are often constructed of a string, first name, last name. Also, during the game, you can utilize the tool SSH Fuzzer to find user lists. Try hacking again, this time with the following command. See, now these kinds of things are things that I don't know how you would figure them out. Like me as a hacker would just sit here and try different passwords, you know, like it just tried there, you know, password and test and all of that. Just try different passwords instead of going through this route, you know. But okay, that is how the game is designed, so we will do that. Perhaps it's something you can learn, you know. You can learn after you've tried those, or at least after you've done the normal SSH crack on the root. You then try something else. Basically, you don't try to guess the password, you then just try something else, you know, instead of going after the root and just trying a bunch of different passwords. So I guess you have to remember what the mechanics of the game is, which is not very good, because like the game should allow you to try to guess the password now. I don't know if you can guess the password now, but the game should allow you to guess the password now. Like, you should be able to just, if you were psychic, you should just be able to put in the password now. I guess we will find out the password in just a second, but you should be allowed to input that password. I know we are still in the tutorial, obviously, but I hope the rest of the game works like that, you know. I hope the rest of the game gives the user some freedom, you know, where you can simply try to brute force the password. You have successfully retrieved the password. During the game, it is a good idea to write down this type of information in a notebook. Thanks to this, you will be able to come back to it when you need it. You can log in using secure host shell. Okay, so there is the password, 12345556. So even though that's not a difficult password to remember, let's do that. Let's write down the password. I have to remember to double click. You can't copy text from the tutorial, which is unfortunate. How do we just type? No, we don't just type. How do we make a new one? Like new note, okay. There we go. What was the site's name? Zortos? Oh, the game doesn't allow you to drag the windows down. That's unfortunate. So traditionally what they would do here is just drag the window down below the screen so that I can see the address, the URL. Alex Pontion 1 2 3 4 5 5 6. Okay, I guess we can close that one. You are now on the server as Alex Pontion. The terminal prompt and the terminal header indicate what user you are, on what server, and in what path. Now try is, or is that ls? The command will list all files and folders in the path you are currently in. Normally that would be dir. You would do dir and then it would show all of the directory stuff. Please note that most commands you execute on the server leave a trace in the logs folder. Well, we can just delete the logs folder. However, since we are not logged as root, we can't do anything about it at this time. The more commands and intrusive actions you do, the more likely it is that administrator will find it suspicious and start tracking you. Administrators have their schedule and they are not always active on the computer. This gives you more time and chance to succeed. Okay, so we need to do list. Try going to the Zortos folder and using the list command again to list the files in that folder. Okay, so we go change directory, that is what CD stands for, Zortos, and then do list. But it says no such file or directory. You need to go back. Try going to the Zortos folder. Well, there's no folder like that here. So what am I doing wrong? Did I miss something? No, I did list and then they said change directory, but when I tried to change directory it said no such file or directory. So what am I doing wrong? I must be doing something wrong then. I literally did change directory, Zortos, after I did list. You can see there I did list and then I did Zortos. So change directory, Zortos, and it says no such file or directory. So, is the tutorial wrong or am I simply a moron? We did that. Then we did list. Then it said go to Zortos, but we can't go to Zortos. There's no Zortos file or directory. So I don't know what to do. I'm literally doing what the tutorial is saying. I don't think I'm missing anything. We logged in. So we were on the root, you can see there root local. Then we did list exactly as they said. So here we logged in. We did the list as they said. There's no Zortos listed there. So then after the list they said change directory. We did that and then there's no such directory. So I literally did what the tutorial said. Let's move on. The game uses simplified permissions similar to Linux. They are presented as follows. The first character indicates whether it's a file or a folder. The folder is marked with the letter D. RWX is to specify the user permissions to read, write, and execute. The first set lists the permissions of the root user. The second set lists the permissions of the current user. So you're basically saying read, write, execute, read, write, execute. So that will give you full permissions basically. If you only had read, then you can only browse with the read permission. If you read and write, then you can delete folders and write folders and data. This is a good thing because Alex Pontos has full permissions on the employees file. The first user you log into will not always have full permissions. In such case, you need to find a way to escalate privileges using tools and commands like meta exploit, stack overflow, mumdogs, sudo su. To complete the mission, delete the file using the rm command. Okay, well, we aren't in the correct directory. We need to be in the Zortos directory. We can't get into the Zortos directory because apparently there isn't a Zortos directory. So quite honestly, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So let's start over. So we can close that. Start completely over. Okay, so what was it? My memory is not very good now. Yeah, I can't even remember what we did. I woke up literally like 30 minutes ago, so I'm still trying to wake up, to be honest. I thought playing a slow game like this would be better when I'm not 100% awake and energized, basically. Oh, we could also just have opened another command console. That's another thing that we could have done, actually. Okay, so we did that. And then we did who is. We don't need to do that again. Network analyzer. Oh yeah, that's it. We went to the IP. So then we did SSH crack, and then we did it with the username. And then we did that one. So we can start with that one. SSH 85 20 30 40 Alex Pontion 1 2 3 4 5 5 6. So that will get us into the server. Obviously all of this data, you need to go through all of these steps, basically 23 steps you need to go through in order to get this login, this data, you know. So it is quite a process, you know, as it is normally in these types of games. You know, you need to jump through a lot of hoops to get the password, to get the correct login, to get the IP, all of that kind of stuff. So are we in now? Looks like we're in, but it didn't do the route that it did previously. So let's do list again. Oh, there we go. So now, for some reason, there is the Zordos file. So for some reason, I don't know why, previously there was a different, I don't know, maybe we were logged in as a different user, I don't know. But anyway, now we can do change directory, Zordos, and then we can do list. There is the file that we need to delete, and then we need to rm that file. Rm, come on, rm, I'm not sure what rm means. Rm is probably a Linux command. I am not too familiar with Linux. I did all of my basically my entire IT and pen testing career I've been doing Windows. There we go, removed. So that is now complete. You completed the first mission of the game. In the upper left corner you can see current account balance. You can use it to buy additional tools and upgrade equipment. Open your browser. And then shop. You can purchase and download additional tools in the game. This will allow you to break more types of security, so it's worth checking for the first time to type what is available for purchase. As part of the tutorial, you have the option to purchase the Tor browser, buy it and press continue. Good old Tor browser, very good for hacking. Basically what it does is it obfuscates your IP. That's essentially all that it does, but it is very important if you don't want to get tracked. Okay, that's done. Will it create an icon on our desktop or what? Do we need to run it? Ah, there we go. The icon on the desktop after you run it. Okay. After downloading it's install, yeah, we did that, and then search for hardware. Okay, so let's go back. Let's see what all of the kind of stuff is that you can get here. So you can get a fuzzer, identify the hash. That's important for passwords. If a password is salted, then you need to unsalt it. Command line allows to connect with. Okay, I don't know what that is. Stack Overflow, DNS redirectory, memdogs, all of that good stuff. I don't see a brute forcer. Maybe they're just calling it something else in the game. Usually you would have a brute force, some kind of a brute force program as well, which is very important for pen testing. Okay, then Finder, hardware. Okay, we download more RAM, very good. So our memory usage should now allow a lot more. By purchasing memory and pressing upgrades, you have more options in running multiple programs. In the tutorial you can see a big drop in RAM usage after purchasing the upgrade. Okay, well, I didn't actually see it, but I will trust you. For better illustration, you can launch 4 terminals before purchasing the upgrade. Yeah, well, I already did that. This concludes the tutorial for the game. I hope you feel prepared. Write down the information. Game will try to give you mission. Okay, I was busy reading that actually, but okay. Okay, let's try to do at least one mission maybe with the knowledge that we just acquired. There's actually two soundtracks playing over each other right now. Okay, messaging. So we need to get our first quest. Either messaging or mail. Ah, there we go. Nothing? Do I need to send something back? Okay, well, nothing is happening. I don't have any mails. Nothing there. Images, nothing there. Web browser. Oh, we are not connected to the internet. Okay. Of course. The most useless Wi-Fi connection ever. Okay, there we go. Hey there, sorry for bothering you like this, but I have an important task that only someone like you could handle. You see, I've been doing research into a certain pharmaceutical company that seems to be up to something fishy, aren't they all? They are developing some kind of a virus, and I'm afraid they will release it to cause pandemic. I know they have a file with instructions how to perform tasks with this virus. If you remove it, it will slow them down. Can you do it? Pandemic.txt. Company name is Production Data. Okay, so we open the browser. Production data. We are definitely gonna need the command prompt. And we scroll to the side because there's definitely some words being cut off there. Okay, so the game doesn't, like, if you go like this, you can't see what's on the right side. You can't see at all, so you literally have to make the window as wide as the text is. That's a little bit of an issue. You definitely need to be able to view the entire website without making your window as big as this, to be honest. But anyway, blah, 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 blah. So Caroline Cave Earth is maybe something that we are gonna need to remember. So we can maybe put that into our notes. Caroline Cave Earth. Just check the spelling. Yes. Okay, so what was the command again? Who is production data hnet? Okay, so that's the IP address, and then what was the next one that we had to do? So there's who is network analyzer. I already forgot the commands that we need to do. SSH crack, we can do that. Was it SSH crack and then the IP 7.126.186.47. I can't remember. Do we need to say a root or what? Let's try that. We might need to put something at the back there, like a suffix. We might need to add a suffix there. Yeah, you see, we need to add something there at the back. I can't remember what that is now. But anyway, I think I'm done with this game. It's definitely interesting. It is actually pretty realistic, to be honest. It does use a lot of Linux. When I did pen testing, I used Windows, and pen testing on Windows is actually pretty easy, to be honest. You just use a bunch of programs like Packet Sniffer. Packet Sniffer is really just an exe that you run, and you input a line, like basically a range of IPs. So you first figure out what the IP is that you're targeting, and then you put in the range of the IPs. So you would basically open the packet sniffer, you put in the 7.126.186, but then you leave the end basically so that it can scan from 1 all the way up to 255, which is the maximum range for IPs, and then it will check all of the servers on that, or all of the IPs on that range, and then you just poke and prod at each of them, and eventually you will find a server or a port that is open or that has very weak security, you know, like the tutorial explained. You try various passwords like password, admin, 12345, test, 123, you know, that kind of stuff. And you can really believe me when I say a lot of people leave the servers, doesn't matter what server it is. Some of it is as simple as a home CCTV system. Like the amount of home CCTV systems that I've found that are just open, like completely open, you know, is absolutely insane. I'm guessing it is so that the person can log into their home CCTV system when they are away, you know. So when they're on holiday or whatever, they just log into their home CCTV system. But to be honest, you have to add bloody well at least a password on to the IP and the server, and so many people don't do that. So home CCTV systems, hospital CCTV systems, even I found hospitals, an entire hospital with CCTV that isn't protected. I've found, obviously I'm talking about usually smaller hospitals. Like the bigger ones usually get a proper IT provider to set up all of that kind of stuff. But really the amount of IPs of various servers of various sizes that I found over the years, well, 2 years, I was a penetration tester for 2 years, that just are like they have no protection. No protection at all. You can literally just log in with a random password like admin or admin or administrator or anything like that. Sometimes they just leave the password empty, like literally no password. You just press enter. You just literally press enter, no password at all, and then you're in. Like, it's ridiculous. Now obviously you can only do that if you have the correct IP, you know, if you have the IP to log into the server, but that's literally what the packet sniffer does. That's literally the packet sniffer's job, is to find servers and ports that are active or online or just open. So on Windows, penetration testing is quite easy. The programs do the most of the work for you, to be honest. So this is different. This uses a lot of Linux stuff, but yeah, basically it doesn't matter if it uses Windows or Linux. In the game's logic, in the game's mechanics, you just have to remember what the tutorial tells you, and then you can play the game. You can do all of the hacking and all of the different kind of stuff. So quite honestly, the game is cool. I don't really see anything blatantly wrong with the game. Like I said, I do not enjoy these types of games, so this game is definitely not my cup of tea. This is never a game that I would spend $12 on, to be honest. I just don't enjoy these types of games, but there are many people who do. You know, there's many people who play bloody 15 hours of visual novel games a day, or 15 hours of football manager games every day, or 15 hours of bloody like solitaire every day. But I don't like solitaire, and I don't like visual novels, and I don't like sports games. So there is a genre of games for every type of player out there, and for the type of player that enjoys these types of games, like when I look at the screenshots on Steam, there's actually a couple of quests that will come up, obviously here at the beginning. We just have one quest right now. I actually hope that more quests come up. Like, I don't know how the game is designed, but right now it seems like there's only one quest, and you have to do this quest before receiving a new quest. Like, I would have liked it if you received multiple quests, you know, like I'm talking about 3 or 4 quests maybe, and then you should receive another quest like maybe once every 10 minutes or something like that. Because if you can't figure this out, if you can't get into the server, like we are already now, we got the IP and all of that kind of stuff. If you can't get into the server for whatever reason, you can't figure out the password, or you can't pick up the fact that you have to use the CEO's login or anything like that, then the game should provide you with an alternative. So you shouldn't only have this quest, and if you can't do this quest, then, you know, go fuck yourself. Like that shouldn't be the only thing that you can get, you know. Like, if you think about any other game, any other MMO or anything like that, they give you multiple quests, you know, multiple choices, and here right now you don't have any choice. You don't have any alternatives. You have to do this quest. If you can't do this quest, then you're fucked. I don't know, you will have to maybe restart the game. I mean, I don't know if you will get another quest. We can actually test that. Let's see, main menu. Let's see if we actually get another quest. Let's see if the game actually has some form of randomly generated quests maybe in the game. Because if it doesn't have it, then that'll be a pretty big issue. Because if people can't figure out, okay, we are already connected to the thing for some reason, and okay, so how do you restart your progress? Let's see. Main menu. You must be allowed to like restart, you know? Okay, profile, switch profile. Profile 2. Profile 2, play. Generating data. Okay, so yeah, it didn't go through this process when I loaded up the game just now, so perhaps the game does have randomly generated quests. Let's have a look. Okay, so we connect to the Wi-Fi, the worst Wi-Fi on Earth. Messaging. Okay, different user. Will they give us a different website? Same pharmaceutical company thing. Okay, so they're actually giving us the same scenario, but with a different company. And if we go and look at that company, will they give us a different website as well? So, Outdoor PLLP. Same icon over there, but different CEO. This text seems the same, icon seems the same, but the CEO's name is different and the company's name is different. So there is a little bit of random generation, you know. I would have perhaps wanted a little bit more random generation, but this is not too bad, you know. So yeah, overall it's pretty good. You can, if you get stuck, you can at least restart the game, you know, basically start on a different profile. But what I would have wanted is multiple quests in case you got stuck on a single quest, you know. But yeah, like I said, the game is still in early access. The developer, the solo developer, is apparently planning more content, including an open world aspect to the game, which I'm not too sure how that would work in a hacking simulator like this. How would an open world aspect to the game work? But anyway, perhaps you walk around and hack different buildings, I don't know, but it's interesting. And apparently, from looking at the Steam description and the screenshots on Steam, you can actually sometimes stumble upon some erotic images as well, which is pretty interesting. So you will hack into different computers, and then you will be able to download files and download images and access images, and some of the images will be a little bit erotic, as is kind of alluded to by the menu art over here. So this girl, I'm assuming it's a AI girl, even though this looks like a real person, but you will get a little bit of erotic images here and there, which I guess is a motivator for some people. You know, you do get a lot of people on Steam especially who just play hentai simulators and hentai visual novels, like each and every fucking game that gets released, they will purchase, you know, just to see naked girls, you know. So perhaps that is also a draw for those types of people in this game, because apparently you do get some erotic images, but that alone is not a good enough draw for me to play the game. I mean, I have access to Google. You can literally just Google naked ladies and then you get way more naked ladies than what this game will ever provide, but I guess that is a little bit of a bonus to the game and to I would almost say reward the player for hacking into different computers. But anyway, like I said, interesting game. Not my kind of game, definitely not my kind of game, but as always I am impartial when reviewing a game. Even if I don't like a game, if the game is good, then I will recommend the game, you know. And this game, there's nothing really wrong with the game. Like here and there, something that irritated me, like where they don't give you enough time to read the text there at the end, and also I literally followed the tutorial step by step and then I ran into that little issue where I had to close the console command and do everything again from the start, and only then it worked. But that might just be a little bit of a bug in the early access right now. I don't know, maybe I did something wrong, maybe it's a bug. Either way, there's really not much wrong with the game, to be honest, and if you like this type of game, then I really don't see a reason why I should not recommend that you pay $12 for the game. So there are obviously some good games, some really good games that you can get for $10, $15, you know. But not, I don't know of any games in this genre, to be honest, you know. Like I can obviously recommend something like Vampire Survivors or something like that that costs like $3 or whatever, and you will get hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay out of that game. But that game is far different from this game, you know. It is two vastly different games, so you can't really compare them price-wise. And price-wise, I don't really play these types of games. I don't really know how the hacker genre looks like in this type of genre. There are many games like this, I know that for a fact. There are many games like this that are available on Steam. You can literally just go on this game's Steam page. In fact, let me do that quickly and then I can just show you what I am talking about. There are many games like this that definitely you will perhaps find intriguing or good, you know. Let me just open up a couple of them here and then you can see what I'm talking about, because I've seen these games, but quite honestly I just avoid these types of games the majority of the time, you know. So let's just go over here and then we do this. And then hopefully I select the correct one over there and then boom. Okay, and then why is that one all the way over there? We want it over here. Now there's different games like Hacknet, seems very good, 93% positive, and it's also like a hacker type game. Like, this is not my type of game. Like, I have to be honest, this is not my type of game. And then here's another one. Grey Hack seems good, 90% positive. You see, it's very much similar to this game that we played today. There's another one. There's another one, little bit different, but still you basically hack into stuff. You get images of girls, all of that kind of stuff. See, something like that is basically what you would be seeing in this game as well, you know. Here and there some semi-raunchy files and stuff like that, like images and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically the game. I don't know if the game is good value, but from what I can see, there's nothing wrong with the game, and I can definitely recommend the game. And like I said, the game's still in early access, recently released, so the solo developer will definitely be working on the game, hopefully, and adding more content in the future. So yeah, check it out if you want. I will put a link to the game in the description below. So yeah guys, that is it. As always, you know what to do if you want to support the channel. The links are in the description below as well. That's it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.